Still showing previous examples. Oh, here we go.
Here we
Oh,
go.
we got a PS Adobe ad showing.
Okay. Have we? Does that mean we've made it?
I don't know. I think that means I think that means we're
We've
gonna come
made it.
online after this little
We're
ad.
we're so big time. We have advertisements.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, monetized now and stuff.
Test
Oh,
one, two.
there is a PS Adobe ad. Are we on the internet?
I blink. I think we're live.
I think I blinked. All right. Waiting for Lee. That was a long ad.
Welcome to Tech Problems.
Welcome. Welcome to Please Stand By. Plausible Deniability, everyone. How's it going? I'm Johnny, and somewhere around here is Brooke. I haven't seen him. I don't know where he is. I might ask this fellow over here if he's seen him.
It's Secret Identity Man.
Secret Identity Man.
Wait, hold on. You have my name labeled on me. Like, it doesn't work. You can't.
Oh, I was supposed to say crook because you're dressed up like a bandit. That's a bad typo, is what that is. Yeah.
It was that Twitter thing about, finding my secret identity. So
Right.
Anyway.
That was for sure supposed to say that. All right.
Oh my goodness. How has your days been, ladies and gentlemen out there in Chatland? I know that my brain is tired.
Yeah.
It's been one of those things where I wish I had gotten to Zoom the whole time and Twitch with Johnny the whole time, but instead I've been doing like digital work. So, woo!
You've been digital working?
Yes.
This is more info about your secret identity. What are you doing digitally?
I know. As I've said in the past sardonically, I'm so smart that my second job, during unpaid leave for teachers during the summer, my second job is also teaching.
Funny that.
Yeah. So, but it's with adults, so I teach other teachers and stuff. So that's fun. So, hey, Germs in the shout out. Woo!
Hey.
Germs78 because he says we heard you through the Adobe ad. Well,
nice.
Thank God we got a clear revenue stream going on right there, and we didn't mess that up.
And thank you, Adobe.
You bet.
Made the big time. I like it.
Oh, so much fun, man. So other than our brains, why is your brain tired? I mean, my brain's tired because I've had to think about intellectual things a lot lot this week. Why is your brain tired? I mean, how about your brain?
So my direct report boss is in Iceland the past 2 weeks. So
how about your brain? Now, Iceland is the one that's actually green, right?
Right, and Greenland is made of ice. And there's the geometry. Yeah, so he's been there. Him and his hubs went on a 2 week. I think they ended up being there like 11 days, but it took 2 weeks. 2 weeks plus off. He hasn't been there since before the 4th of July week. Yeah, so he's been there. Fun for that. So everything rolls up. So it took like the guy that I work with that does kind of different what I do, but we're still under him. So everything rolls up. There is like a delay echo. I noticed that. Let me see. Boom.
Is it me? Hopefully it's not me.
I don't know. Is it the internet?
No, I'm muted over here, so I don't think it's me.
I got nothing. Let me kill all my... Did that get gooder?
Woo!
Germs?
Oh, Germ says you fixed it.
Yay! Okay, I know what it was. Okay. We might have that again in a minute.
Look at that. We even have tech support in the house with Germs in the chat. So.
Yeah, I love it. So yeah, it's been crazy at work because everyone's been doing everyone else's job, and love the other guy I work with, but it's it's like whenever the boss man leaves and he kicks up to do the boss's duties.
Yeah.
So I kind of step up and do what I'm doing, and then some of what he does.
So you're the captain now.
But then it's always like a runs to me, and it's like, Johnny, how do I do this thing? Have you ever done this? I have never done this before. Like, you're a pirate. Look at you. So
you're the captain now, right?
So then it's a scramble. So it's been interesting. It's been fun though. It's been good. I liked it. Like the change, a little kind of not really put a different hat on, but just kind of hold the hat. So he'll be back next week, and we're all very thankful for it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Let us know in chat world if you guys have had what kind of week you guys have had, and we'll banter back and forth about it. And one thing, what else has made my head hurt? Not really, but a little bit this week has been yet Chapter 3 of the TSR saga.
Okay. So
if you want to go there first. I didn't even check with you.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking that. Yeah, so we'll talk. We can.
It's on the agenda. It's right there. Chapter 3, TSR saga. Please stand by. Is there still sound?
And that's that.
Stand by.
And that's that. That's the TSR thing.
Oh, okay, very, very good.
Yeah.
So yeah. I should have been making the sound effect the whole time.
So, Tactless Crow, no one knows what's going on. It's plausible deniability.
It's plausible deniability.
It's all on purpose. All right, for real though, no, we'll talk about it. So it got crazy. So I don't know if you remember 2 weeks ago I told you there was the big TSR blow up where the Gygax, the family member of Gary Gygax, said the things he said and everything. So, and at the very tail end of that, I said, here's the funny thing about it is like a few months ago, I had seen on Facebook and other social medias some small, quiet company emerge called TSR, but the T, the S, and the R all stood for something different, and they just threw the word gaming onto the end of it, and they're like, we're back, and I think they were going to launch a Kickstarter coming soon, and they posted a link to their website, which the address, like the actual type-in address was really weird, the URL was, and then the website was like, there were no links to click. It was just like a solid, like pinkish tone screen, and way small at the very top. It was like, we're TSR, pretty rad, huh? And then down the bottom, it was like, there'll be a Kickstarter, and I almost felt, and in the middle of this blank space, every time I like blink while looking at it, I would see an image of someone going. So.
Was that your own reflection in the pale moonlight, or no? I don't know. So.
And
Brooks' take on that was, there was a mess with basically, not being sensitive and or being rude on purpose, and then all a person had to do was say, that came across wrong, and this is my take on the value of people. Like, everybody is valuable.
Right.
As a human, you should basically be able to say that. And then they just hit the fan because he didn't do that.
Right.
He doubled down actually the other way, I guess.
Yeah. So since then, what's happened is anyone associating with him has stepped away or kicked him out. And one version, because there were two versions of this TSR company that was big in the news. Yeah. And one of them had made a couple of games, and what they'd done is I think they'd taken a couple of games and like breathed life into them again. And they were like really old board games that just weren't made anymore. Right. So they were like, no. And then another one, so they'd like denounced the person, and then the other one that he was actually connected to like got rid of him. And then I believe Wizards of the Coast stepped in, and they just don't exist anymore. So
that little like $5,
but that little $5 one, that little janky one though, is kind of like, hey, we're still over here. And I think it's like the giant that is Wizards of the Coast is like, you haven't made anyone mad, and you're kind of harmless because you're just not doing anything. And then pat him on the head, so I think that, and their logo was like a nice scripted T and a fancy R, like in calligraphy, but it's so weird. It's like so many people saw that the trademark was up and just said, I can get rich if I just buy that and then make a website and be a misogynist fascist pig. And I don't know. It was
the murder hobos of copyright. They just decided they're gonna grab it and loot the body.
Right. Yeah. It was so. No one really thought it out really well. It was a lot of ready, fire, aim. So yeah. Other stuff. Have you heard about a book coming out?
Dun dun dun.
I haven't heard about it. I deny everything.
That's plausible deniability. Well, if there was supposed to be a book coming out sometime tomorrow, Friday, what? Any guesses? Like,
that's interesting. That shouldn't be popping up. Weird technical difficulty. So, yes.
We're technical difficulty.
Weird technical difficulty.
Over here.
I just
plausible deniability.
Glance over and there's weird things happening, and it's like, yeah, that's not supposed to be there. Okay, so I told you I reset everything on my OBS to help someone else out do a thing, and then here we are now with this. So, more like we're in the corpse. Yeah, seriously, yeah, more like we're in the corpse of TSR's face.
Weekend at Ernie's. It's just not as good as the other one. So.
Oh, that's fantastic. The new book coming out. We heard, I think, at the end of last year that X amount of new books are coming out this year, and we're bringing back old. They're going to bring back old things, old stuff,
right?
Settings and such. And so then we got, because everything is all in, it's not even in Forgotten Realms, it's just on the Sword Coast. And then we got that other new exciting book that was along the Sword Coast. And then I think a third book came out that was on the Sword. You see where this is going. They really love the Sword Coast. They did put out a little supplement for some Magic the Gathering crossover. They branched out a little bit into the rest of Forgotten Realms with that. What is that anthology book that came out? Oh, I should have researched that. Something from the Wizards thing with stuff and
the Feywild.
Maybe no.
Yeah.
No. Somebody in chat, tell me.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay,
so,
but
there's been big things that, like, are they? Yeah. What other is coming?
I'm going to say it's Dragonlance just so it will happen, so I can will it to life.
Mm-hmm.
A revised Dragonlance setting, and it tracks because of all the stuff that was happening with Tracy Hickman and Margaret Weiss and the novels that happened earlier this year, where they were, they got into some legal stuff with oh god, I almost said TSR, with Wizards of the Coast. And then they squashed it. They settled and they squashed it, and it went away, and they're still writing their books and everything. And I feel like it was maybe a too many cooks spoil the pot kind of thing, and that situation is what it seemed like. Yeah. Everybody wasn't communicating properly. But that is supposed to be happening closer to the end of the year, towards the beginning of next year. And the announcement for this new book is tomorrow, and the release is October. Yeah. So, and you think October, maybe it's something spooky. Well, we just got how many Ravenloft books come out this year? 5. For the same in different collectors versions and revised editions, and then the latest one that Ash and Michael talk about on Tuesday night. So, October would be a great time for that. But I'm really hopeful that it's Dragonlance for sure.
Woo! I hope so. I heard a little teaser that said that it wasn't gonna be, or I heard a teaser that it wasn't gonna be the setting books that have been teased, but maybe it's just an announcement for October. I don't know. That would be really, really, really great. We can celebrate Tactless Crow's October birthday by buying a book.
Yes, I'll buy myself a book for your birthday.
You bet. Because, you can't just have him celebrating alone.
Right.
No one wants to be looking through the DMG by themselves.
Yeah.
You got to be able to talk with a friend about it. So.
I'm really disappointed in Amazon too, because usually by this time of a book announcement, Amazon has spoiled it already. They'll put it up there without the book cover and like without a price, but then full blown description and title of the book. So
it's a rogues gallery or some type then, since we can't see it.
Right. It's a mystery. And they can they have plausible deniability until tomorrow.
They have plausible deniability.
They do.
They're gonna... Anyway, never mind.
Copyright. I'm suing them.
Quickly run out and get the copyright on plausible deniability. 9 people. So, us and the people in the chat, and that'll be great.
Right.
Man, I don't know what it'd be. If it's not going to be a settings book, are they gonna, I mean, I don't know, are they gonna do a deep dive on a class of some type? I mean, do you think it could be another campaign arc of some type?
I'm thinking that, okay, so in the tabletop gaming world, and board games, there's role-playing games, etc., the beginning of the year, the new year, is August, because that's when Gen Con happens. And Gen Con gets the new releases. So let's go back and just pour geek all over this. With Pathfinder, it's when the new year starts. So they do like the DDAL League, the Dungeons and Dragons Adventures League, with the Pathfinder Society, and it starts over in October, and they usually kick that off with Gen Con. Same with Starfinder. Magic the Gathering stuff rotates between August and September. So it's like a whole new thing starts with them, where some cards phase out and new cards start getting announced, and you can look for, like, the new D&D stuff that's out right now was announced this time last year as everything was switching as the wheel turned from August to September. And board games are announced, Fantasy Flight Games announces all the cool things they're doing. It's just it's the new year for tabletop enthusiasts. So my theory is it's got to be something huge, because the Adventures League, I really feel, would be connected to it. They would be missing out if they were like, hey, a new year of Adventure League, a new season, they call them seasons, of Adventure League is starting, and it's all about fish. But here's this brand new 200-page book about birds. That would be a big miss out.
Yeah.
Now, what could be that huge that could carry a whole season of Adventure League? And it's Dragonlance. It's just say it. It's Dragonlance.
Oh.
It's got to be. It's got to be.
Do you think it could be some type of Magic the Gathering source book?
So they're putting out like miniature versions of some Magic the Gathering crossover stuff. There's some things out right now. We've got, like, whenever the Guide to Ravnica came out, which is a planar world in Magic the Gathering. When it came out for D&D, it was just kind of like, hey, this is coming out, you can buy it Wednesday. It didn't seem like there was a whole lot of big pomp and circumstance for it and everything. So I don't feel like it would be that, because they've already dropped a few, like, one-shots here and there.
Gotcha.
Since the Adventures of Forgotten Realms crossover happened. Yeah. It's Dragonlance. Yeah, we're gonna get all our halflings are gonna have like a ancestry feat where they become kinders, and
well, I remember back in 3rd edition 3.5 where they talked about how they kinderized the hobbits. Kinderized the halflings.
Yeah, they because they couldn't use hobbits or halflings. Right. Yeah. So and then we got the kinders, and it's just. Kinders are a nightmare. But what are you going to do?
It's awesome. Everybody's going to play Tasselhoff, so it happens. God, all the nostalgia buttons are pushing. I'm trying to keep it contained. So
I will play.
So good.
I think I'd probably play a wrestling. Race.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Talk about a glass cannon. That guy. He's got a twin brother who's over here all like, I am young and strong and have muscle and can do things. And then he's over here like propping himself up on a stick and barely walk. And it's like, I read too many books about wizardry and it hurt me. And then he just like, travels through time and does
kicks
things.
Butt and takes names.
Yeah. So looking forward to the books. It'll be that, the books, so many people have been theorizing about the new D&D or Dragonlance novels that are coming out. And they're asking, is it going to be that glimpse of the future that he saw when Tasselhoff's, spoiler alerts,
they're on the moon,
there's a guy who travels through time.
And only one constellation in the sky.
Yeah.
I'm such a nerd. I know too much. So.
Nerd.
Yeah. So
if you were a real nerd, you would play Magic the Gathering like the cool kids.
Like the cool kids. Yes. But, so I heard a little Twitter bird, or maybe it was maybe it was a Discord. It was a Discord post from Germs who talked about, I didn't understand anything other than it looked like he'd won some gold in Gymcraft or built a fighting army or something like that with his Magic the Gathering deck. Came back after a year of his years of break and crushed it on something. I don't know. It seemed really cool.
He sounds like he I love your description. I want to hear more. You keep going. I'm just going to mute myself.
So the Oklahoma City Thunder didn't get anything, but Jeremy somehow did.
Right.
And does that tie into the Washington Wizards? Because I don't think they're very good, but...
Yeah.
So he got a Laker? I don't know. I'm something.
You're talking about sports now. So weird.
And the chat goes from 9 to 2. There's just
right.
No, I'm just teasing, right? Everybody's like, I'm out. I don't know what they're talking about.
Do we have 9?
No, I'm just making numbers up in my head. So.
Okay. I was like, man, that Adobe commercial really brought people in.
Speaking of new products and not just, to make it all one line, I am super excited about what Paizo has done and published with their Mwangi Expanse book, their source book. It's like 315 pages or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it just looks absolutely gorgeous.
And the place is huge. It is ridiculously huge. So my first big experience with the Mwangi Expanse was half of a 6-part book for an adventure path. Okay, for Age of Ashes. And we met these people called the Yukijay.
Yeah.
And they were elves and very...
And Mwangi is where kind of in the analog of Earth to Galarian, right? What we would say that the Mwangi, that Garund is basically kind of an Africa monologue, sort of.
So
analog, I mean.
Yeah, and that's where I was going with that. Was I knew so like the map that we were on was huge. We moved through hex tiles instead of squares. It took like a day or two to go through them, and it was gigantic. And then we come across the Yukijay, and they had a huge city in the trees, and they were like very fun, and they ran the show. And then once it was all said and done, I got to talking to the more veteran players of old Pathfinder 1, and I realized, that was like if you took like a map of the continent of Africa right now and like laid a dime on a piece of it, that's where we were, was everything under that dime. But it felt like we were exploring the biggest land that we've ever come across. We were just exploring a very tiny part of it. So I can't wait to get into it and get more info on the Yukijay, because I thought it was really great the way it was portrayed in that book. And then get into some more great fun with Mwangi Expanse. And I know I mentioned this before, but Eric Mona blurbed out when he was announcing that book, by the way, in book 6, you take off into outer space.
Yeah.
And then he just moved on like he didn't
and
say
then he
it.
just moved on. It's got to do. Now we're nerdage on the Pathfinder side for a few minutes, boys and girls.
Yeah,
but
it's gaming.
the kind of the neat take that they did with that um, is that their elves are possibly like aliens. Like they're well, there's no possibly they are. Like originally they're not from what we would say as either O-Earth or Toral, right? They're from another planet in the system,
Mm.
but have been there, for tens of thousands of years, and so they look slightly different, um, still humanoid and still obviously elven, but they've got some traits that are slightly different. And so what they call the elf gates, which some of them are operational and some of them don't. That could be awesome. So
Who is firing up Arena, Germs?
woohoo!
Can you hear the Arena music? Oh. Look at that.
Wow!
Yeah. Let's open some packs.
Woo!
All right. I got a few that I've won. I might buy some more. As you can see, I got like 5,000 coins up there. So this is the front screen for Magic the Gathering Arena. And,
Hot diggity dog.
Hey, so Germs, check it out. Anybody else that wants to. There I am right there. Write that down. Make that magic happen. And
Now you guys gonna now help the noob out who has no clue. So could this be cooperative, or are you like, come at me, bro?
No, it's a card. It's a card
Okay.
game. You sit across
Yeah,
table
yeah.
for me. Yeah. I don't know if there's any pictures here of. Oh, see, look at that. Look at a little beholder dude there.
Yeah.
Look at those cards back there in the background. That Den of the Bugbear. Looks like one of the classic adventures. Yeah.
Indeed, totally,
Yeah.
100%.
All right, let's get Okay, here we go. I got two. I'll buy some more. Let me go. Let me go buy them now. Let me go buy them now. No,
We
it's so
are
exciting
live, boys and girls.
because those are D&D cards. It's fantastic. It's on theme.
Oh,
All right. How much money do I have? 5. Oh, I wish you could buy more than one at a time. Loop-de-doop-de-doop. To who?
Loading it up.
I know. We're so exciting watching me buy packs.
You
All right.
never know.
I'm just going to buy one more because I like to keep some money around because you never know when an event's going to pop up that costs to enter. And
There you go.
Oh, no, that's my decks. Don't look at those. Boom. Okay.
Ah.
So.
By the way, in the
Yeah.
chat, folks are saying, hey, we need the rest of the tag to make a connection with you. So if that makes either they didn't write down things very fast or take a screenshot or
Take a
the whole
screenshot
thing.
of that bad boy.
Yeah, woohoo! Oh, Nerd Edge!
Yeah.
I love it so
Can
much.
I copy and paste it? I can't. I'll throw it into Discord if you're watching this and you're not on our Discord. Do that.
Woohoo!
Yep. Zondimus and then pound 37631. Yeah, I said pound, not hashtag. Zing. Tic-tac-toe sign 37631. All right, here we go. All right. Pack 1. I'm a nervous wreck.
Oh my gosh, you're going to open them here. You're not just going to buy them. You're going to open them.
Oh, look at that. I have a friend invite.
Woo!
Boom.
You've got a friend in me.
Boom. Rock and roll. All right. I like it. So, broke along the bottom row are typically common cards. You can tell that by seeing the set symbol over here that looks like a dragon to the right of the arrow.
Oh, yeah.
So that's black. So that would be a common. And then up at the top row, you'll have silver symbol down over there. So that means it's uncommon. And then the middle card, super exciting. Could be rare, could be mythic. It could be one of these bad boys that lets you trade it in for anything you want. But let's see. So here's one of the dungeon cards I was talking about. Look at this. When you play this card, Fate's Reversal, you can put a creature back in your hand from your grave. So if someone kills one of your creatures, you get that creature back. And then you can venture into the dungeon. And what that means is, I can't move my cursor around or it goes away. So Dungeon of the Mad Mage here, we've got the yawning portal, and if you're not already in the dungeon, you can start it. So you put like a little token, a glass bead, or a die or something to represent that you're there, and you gain a life. The next time you do something that says venture into the dungeon, you can drop down to the next level that says scry 1.
Now, do you get to choose, or is there some type of randomization about whether you go left or right?
You have to follow the arrow, but when you come up to a choice to go left or right, you go left or right. You make the choice. But if I go left to the Goblin Bazaar, I can't come back and go right unless I finish the entire card and I start it over again. Typically, games are pretty quick, and you wouldn't have that much time to do it.
So if you go into Twisted Caverns, then you have to continue into the graveyard.
Not necessarily, no, because when you get down to the Lost level,
you could slide. You
can slide over and go down to the ruins of Cat. Yeah, okay. So you and the Dungeon of the Mad Mage. If you remember, if you played that adventure, it was a huge adventure for tabletop Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
So the whole book was nothing but a dungeon, more or less. So this card has the most rooms on it.
Because it's a super dungeon, or inspired by a super dungeon.
And maybe not super. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, right, yeah. So to make every step you want to make, you have to play a card like similar to this that says "Venture into the dungeon." If you're already in the dungeon, venture means advance. One. So let's check out. We got Skullport Merchant. That's pretty neat. Let's take a look at this. Oh, so they have a new card type for the D&D special is class cards.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
So this is pretty rad. So what happens is you put this on the tail. I'm just talking about how it's themed. I'm not trying to teach you how to play Magic. I'm just talking about how the theme works.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
So you put it on the table, and when this card enters the battlefield, you get this wolf card over to the right, because you show up, and then boom, there's your companion, because that's how Rangers work. If you spend the mana shown there next to level 2, you become level 2, and you get this ability. Anytime you attack, you can beef up any creature that's attacking with a +1/+1. If you pay 4 mana, you become level 3, and you get to keep all the powers that the card is giving you, because it's like you're a D&D character that's leveling up, and that's a really new mechanic in Magic.
That's cool. Pretty
neat deal. So, all right, and then some of the rest of these...
Germs wants that one, my friend.
I've got that one, and Wizard, yeah. So, if you look on this card, for example, over to the right, it has a quote that says, "Wake up, my friends," etc., etc. All Magic cards have quotes on them. Do you see it there, Brooke?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm looking for, like, the cards of famous things to see what their quotes are. Let's see what we have here. Oh, here you go, Brooke. Look at that art. That's the cover of one of the original D&D books.
Oh, yeah.
Just from a different angle. This is the one I was telling you about. You find a cursed idol and you get to choose. Smash it, lift the curse, or steal its eyes. What do you think Zonimus would do? Zonimus would steal its eyes.
That was such a great moment in Red Dirt D&D. Temple of Nightmare, and Zonimus climbs up onto the statue and starts trying to pop out the gems, and everybody around the table, even the folks who had only been playing for a couple of years, we all knew. We were like, no, it's on the cover of the original DMG. You don't pop things out of the
But think of how boring it would have been if I hadn't done that. It would have just been a statue. But yeah, then that was my first Thunderwave, wasn't it?
I was just thinking that. I was thinking, no.
That was the first time Poppy Thunderwave.
Started the Thunderwave. Kaboom.
And it never changed. All right, let's see. What does the Death Priest here do? Okay, all right. So, here's another dungeon one. This one, again, it comes with a... Can you shift these so it shows a different dungeon? I don't know if it's always going to show the Dungeon of the Mad Mage. I like to show you the Tomb of Annihilation, because if you look at this one, you get to create, you get to get life, you get to scry. It means you get to look at your cards before you draw them. You get to create tokens that favor you, that help you. But Tomb of Annihilation was a very, very hardcore dungeon to crawl through, and so it on that version of the card in this game, everything hurts you. Every room you go into, it's making you discard cards. You lose life. It's kicking your butt. But at the end, the payoff is when you get to the final room, you get to create a cool creature. So
Cool.
that's kind of a thing. All right, what's our big fancy one? Oh, the thing every player needs: a long rest. And you get to get cards back from your graveyard, just like you're getting spells back. See, they really nailed the theme with these, for sure.
That's really cool.
This one's called "Kick in the Door." I like it. Let's see. Next up.
Hey, Germs asks or says that he heard once you complete a set, you can trade it for real cards, but he doesn't have any confirmation on that. Have you heard that rumor?
I've heard no such thing. That sounds like a Reddit rumor. So in the Pokemon game, if I go buy real live Pokemon cards, if I buy packs of them, they come with cards that I can scan into the digital version of the game, and basically get everything that was in the pack. So every card, so it's almost unless I'm trading an individual person, it's basically a 1-for-1 trade. Warhammer put out a game for Age of Sigmar where the border of the card was secretly a barcode, and if you scan that with your phone with the app open, every card you had, whether someone else is scanning it or not, you could have that card. So that was a pretty neat deal. And with this, they're two separate worlds, but the upside is, you can play this game and not spend a dime and still have the time of your life. Because the game is free, and as it gives you a tutorial, it gives you like 10 free packs. And then if you just sit down and casually play against the computer, you'll win packs or those coins I had up there to buy these. Like I just bought 5 packs of cards, it didn't cost me anything.
Oh.
So yeah, kind of a neat deal. All right, what do we have here? Just cool names. Oh, you're ambushed on the road. That's pretty rad. That's and you can choose. So what do you want to do? And this is something that Magic has had this before, where there's a list of things you can do, but just the way it sounds like a DM is telling you, you get ambushed. What do you do? Let's see what we got here.
And you said this earlier, but you can tell they've nailed the thematic element.
They went down the hall and knocked on the door at the D&D offices and said, "Come help us fix this.
Help us build some cards." Oh, that's cool.
All right. Is this any family member of yours there, Makrin?
Could be we've got the Warhammer there and the shield, a little heavy in the armor. Right. The earthiness of the skin tone is about the same. So you never know.
Fire raining down, maybe from a spell that they cast on accident.
It could have happened in the train. It could have happened in the audience hall. Yeah.
There we go. I right clicked. So the Lost Mine of Phandelver is a starting adventure that's found in the core D&D books. It's really short, and it's just to kind of introduce you. So this card is a shorter card. And then the Tomb of Annihilation. The minute you enter, each player loses a life.
Oh.
If you go left, each player loses 2 life unless they get rid of cards. If you go to the right, discard a card and sacrifice a creature, an artifact, and a land. That's a big deal. Each player loses 2 life unless they sacrifice an artifact, a creature, or a land. And then finally, when you get to the bottom, to the Cradle of the Death God, you get a 4/4 Black God Horror creature token with Death Touch. And if you notice, this card has like a green tint to it. There's green, red, blue, black, white, and then colorless. And that's kind of how everything interacts with each other. Blue is water, red is fire, etc., etc. I don't think that the end result of this card is worth all the stuff you have to do. I feel like if it was closer to Tomb of Annihilation, it should be everyone gets life back. That's interesting.
And the 4/4 is like a power level, right?
Yeah, so like that. So at the bottom of the Wandering Troubadour, it's a 4/2. Exactly. So the 4 is how hard it hits you, and the 2 is how much it can take.
Gotcha.
So if the 4/4 was going to fight this 3/1, 3 points of damage goes to him and kills him. 4 points of damage goes to her and kills her because 4 is greater than 1. Let's say these two are fighting.
Yeah.
So 4 points to there crushes her because she has 1 toughness, but 3 power to him, he would shrug that off because his toughness is 4. So
he's a freaking owlbear.
But then that's where you get sneaky and you throw things in like, I'm going to throw this card in because it gives you a +1 or whatever.
Woohoo!
And then so this will let me buy anything I want. Any 1 card. All right, I got 2 more of these. For anyone who's bored because you don't like Magic and Dungeons and Dragons. That's fun theme. And then, this one here gives you a D20 roll, Brooke.
Hey!
Yep. Play that card,
I like
roll
it.
some dice. There's a couple in here like this. Some of them let you like summon extra creatures or gain extra life. You come into a Knoll camp. That reminds me, I was going to ask you, it's been bugging me, I've been thinking about this for a week. What were the creatures we fought that we think they rode, like their leader rode a giant dog and we thought we killed him, but maybe he just slumped over and rode away? His name was Paw.
Goblins?
No, goblins were the first thing we fought off the train.
Gosh.
I know.
Wasn't Paw a goblin? Or was Paw not? No, I don't think he was.
I don't think they were goblins.
Dun dun dun. Well, that would have been like episode 2 maybe of the podcast. So that would have been like a year ago or 50 weeks ago because episode 2. Oh.
Portable hole. Very thematic. All right, the big one here. Oh, the blue dragon. The blue dragon of the set. Nice. That
seems. Now, what's the highest power ranking? Is it 5?
No, there's a card by default that's 20.
Oh my god!
And then there's a card that will make something 20/20. So you could take a 20/20. So if I played on this guy, he'd be 25/25.
I look super impressive though. Oh my god!
So remember the rarity I was telling you about? It was black, silver, and red. See how that one's kind of gold?
Yeah.
It's mythic. It's harder to get.
Ooh.
Yeah. Pretty cool deal. And then final one. I have the hand of Vecna. I'm looking for the eye of Vecna.
We have people in the chat. They're like, "I'll play. You want to play?"
Let's do it right now. So the Warlock class again. You can level this up.
I think they're serious. I think you should do that. In a couple of weeks, you should do a little as the stream. You should. I mean, we'll talk about it. I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot.
No. It's a cool idea. I thought about doing that. There's a couple of things I thought about doing. This just came out on Arena. That's why I'm excited about this. It doesn't come out until tomorrow in stores, and even then, it's very limited release. It's a pre-release. So for $25, you can buy a box of these cards, and then a week after that, the full blown set comes out. The tournaments start. The whole rule's there. So that's why I was doing this tonight. I'm not going to do it tonight because I haven't planned for it, but I do want to do a live stream of playing this and challenging people from our Discord and just from the chat. I also want to do a because I don't know, it'd be fun to talk back and forth to each other, but you never know how people are going to react. And when you kill one of their monsters and they go, "Oh, son of a," outside of our PG rating. So I thought about maybe doing the after party of Plausible Deniability over on the Zonimus channel. where we can bleep bleepity bleep, you killed my dragon, because there's lots of trash talk. It's okay. Last big huge honking card here.
I think Germs is I think he's ready to roll because he's like, losing on stream bears no dishonor. So all right, what's the last one? I'm watching.
So that's a rare card. If I want to go buy a card of rare level from when I build a deck, I can just do it. I just click a button.
Oh, like a redemption card. I see it now. Yeah.
I can just buy it. Yeah. So So that's all the packs I bought. I'm sure I'll get more. And I think that may have
very cool.
Look at
that is outstanding, ladies and gentlemen. That was a little bit of Magic the Gathering with Zonimus. Contact us in the Discord or here in the chat if you want to maybe be part of the game coming up on what would that be, like the 26th? I think our next date.
Our next date. Let's take a look here.
Oh,
there's Brooke's pretty face. I know we all missed it.
Hey, we're back. Now I have to pay attention again.
The 29th will be the next one. So Germs, the 29th.
That would be really cool. Now, how many people could play at a time? Should it just be like a 2-2 battle thing? Or
So
can you
in Arena, it's just 1v1. They keep talking about
Gotcha.
finding ways to put multiple players into it and everything, but it is just
Yeah.
1v1. So there's that. If you're playing at a table, you can. There's so many formats of the game that you can play. Little get it up there and everything. Get rid of my lag. And Germs, I don't have this set up right now. Because I just walked in the door and kind of did this. There's a different way I can set this up where I have such terrible lag in Arena. I don't know if you could pick up on that. That playing a game with me you'd get frustrated because it would take forever because I'm doing all this off of a smaller computer. My bigger computer over there would be able to handle all the streaming and Arena both. So we'll look at that in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Reach out to each other on Discord.
Oh, we'll just pop up on Discord and challenge each other, or we'll just pop up in game and challenge each other. It'll happen. But I want to do it live, baby.
Woo!
It's bigger bragging rights. I'm gonna lose. I played this game hardcore for like 2 years when it came out, and I haven't played in a while, so I don't have many cards from current standard. What did he say? I'm good with it. Yeah. Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is a really great set with lots of flavor. A lot of sets will come out and it's like, oh, this is like the thing from that other set, but now it's red instead of green, and they gave it a different name. And this is like all these new mechanics they brought up and everything. It's really cool. I wish we could remember who was Paul, because remember we rode into town and we told the sheriff and we got to thinking maybe we didn't spoilers. Maybe it was such an early episode. There should be no spoilers.
Yeah.
Maybe Paul didn't die. Maybe he just collapsed on his direwolf and
Morgan rolled off. Yeah.
Isn't that where Poppy got her mount?
Is that where Poppy got? No, I think Wildfire came to her in the desert at Yazgash, right?
I thought Poppy freed Wildfire from the goblins
Oh,
at the
you're
train.
right, because he was already partially trained.
Yes. Yeah, but then these other things that we fought had bigger dogs. Because it's like they were sitting on the back of the dog. I remember Gideon and I got it not flanking, but our proximity got me sneak attack, and that's how we popped them. And it was like, Anyway, we'll have to ask when we go in the studio this weekend.
Tune in to the next behind the scenes roundtable on Red Dirt D&D podcast, and we will have the clarification.
Yes, for sure. I'll ask it in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So
and answer it in number 16.
No,
we won't do that. That'd be mean. We will ask Ash. I know they will remember. They'll remember.
Oh yeah.
Instantly. And probably do it in the voice as well.
I keep waiting because remember how we were all like, what if we didn't kill him? And Ma is a cleric and is going to patch him up. Or what if we did kill him and Ma is a necromancer?
That was
and
at the time. I remember being nervous that Ma was going to show up.
I kept waiting because Ash will. I want to take a camera to the studio because at some point somebody will say, "Well, hey, at least Unicorn didn't fall out of the sky and stab me in the foot," and then we'll all glance over at Ash, who's like, and pulls out a notebook and starts writing. And it's like, oh, great. We're just waiting for the day now that a unicorn falls out of the sky and stabs me in the foot with their horn. Just right with the horn.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, there are spoilers that I want to talk about. We'll talk about them in the round table, but unicorns made me think of mounts, and mounts made me think of rescues, and rescues made me think of... but I can't talk about that right now.
I need a moment. I'm okay.
We're good.
Yeah, that was some rough. It's been some great episodes.
There's like
great
it's just
episodes.
boom. Oh,
Yeah.
there's so much.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait to record the next behind the scenes, which is coming up, and then that'll be released soon. It's just going to be so good. If you're, and again, I know we're like tooting our own horn here a little bit, but if you're not listening to Red Dirt D&D, you should be. You need to catch up. It is fun. I really do feel like every episode gets better and better and better. Like, it's just so much fun.
It is. And every time I listen to an episode, it's Michael Cross. Oh my goodness.
He's a demigod.
He is a demigod with these sounds and sound effects and music and score and it's great. It's fun. I fell behind a few episodes and came back, and it almost seemed like there was 10 times more than the last I'd heard. That, or I had just missed listening to something that, that had that much Foley going on in it. And it's good stuff. It's a radio drama. It's it's an unscripted, organic, improvisational.
Yeah.
And it's fun now because when you're listening to it and you're like, is this real or is this scripted? What's really going on there?
Right.
Well, stick around until after the credits. And you get anywhere from like 4 to 6 minutes of outtakes of that episode, which some of them are really funny, some of them are really embarrassing. I just had a really off day one day, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm like far away from that lady that's trying to kill us, and I'm invisible, and I can shoot daggers. I think I'll just pass. And Michael, who plays Gideon, was like, wait a minute. What's your range on movement?
Play your character,
what's your range on movement? What's the range on those daggers? How far away is she? So sneak up that far, sling a dagger, you're invisible, sneak attack, bonus damage, do it. I was like, oh yeah, cool, I do that. And then I'm totally spoiling this gag reel because the best part was he goes, now you say it all, so I don't have to go in there and edit it like I'm not the one that said it. So I said, I have an idea I come up with all by myself, which of course got edited out. But if you go back behind the scenes, because you're listening to it, you're like, oh, cool, Zonimus had this cool idea to like run up invisible, get right within range, throw it, and then do backstab, sneak attack damage. Because oh yeah, cool. When you go back and listen to it, you just realize Johnny didn't have enough coffee that morning and was still kind of, and Michael was like, no, don't just hold your turn.
Yeah. And so, like, it's it's not raw because we add in the sound effects, but there's not a script. It's totally improvised. One of my favorite behind the scenes, gag reel things at the end is either at the end of 52 or 53, and it's the very first one because the last episode, some things had happened, and we're all like, I don't want to go in there. Can we can we do something? How about, does anyone want to run away? We hadn't even started like the show yet. Like we hadn't started like, okay, here we go. We're going to record. Michael just happened to have it rolling in the front, and he's like, oh God, you guys haven't even restarted. And I've already got the first outtake, So,
yeah. That's fantastic. I like it. I think that episode's outtake started with, "No, I'm recording this" or something. Yeah, it was great. Brooke, did you listen to episode 53 yet?
I have not listened to.
You have to listen to 53 and catch my singing during the break in the middle.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I tell you what, man.
Belting out a classic.
Really?
Hmm?
I now.
I don't want to spoil it for you. I'm just going to say this. I'm singing the Guns N' Roses version.
What?
Episode 53, midway break.
Because we're halfway there.
Check it out.
Oh, I can't wait. Oh, all right, very good. So,
Brooke, you got anything for these people?
Hey, I have something that's kind of dumb, but hopefully it's going to be a little bit fun.
That's why we're here. Dumb
that's
and
why we're here.
Fun. Yes.
So I think it was last time I talked about that. I'm not a big alcohol guy, except for like the really, really, really good stuff that you can only have that much of at a time. But
so you're a snob. You're a snob. I hear you. Go on.
Yeah. But I do like
beer.
myself a good ginger beer, or like a root beer, right?
Right.
And this is Cock and Bull, right? And the extra ginger soft drink. So boom, there we go. And I had that last time, but somebody mentioned Bundaberg ginger beer.
Oh.
And it's Australian, right?
Yeah.
And it's got like this cool little like pop top thing on it.
Oh, fancy.
And so It's been in the it's been nice and super chilled. I know what this one tastes like. It's one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
It's really great. It's from my friend Curtis. He actually and Paul, they hooked me up with that.
Okay.
But I thought I'd do a little taste test here.
So if you're gonna leave it right in front of you so the green screen doesn't kill that opening. Right?
Yeah. So there we go.
Look at that, watching it.
Up and then, there it goes. Yay!
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. Woohoo! I thought for a moment I broke. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna do the thing where I like broke it, but I guess it does it that way.
Yeah.
So, it smells good.
Get that bouquet. Let it breathe. Take in the bouquet.
Yep. Carbonated water, cane sugar, ginger root, natural flavors, citric acid, some yeast, and then some preservatives that are all like from chemistry class. This one has no ingredients. Oh, carbonated water, pure cane sugar, citric acid, and then sodium benzoate. So this one has a little extra ginger root in it that the other one doesn't.
That gives it that extra alcohol content, right?
Maybe so, right? Yeah, that 0% versus 0.0.
Right. It's like people who drink kombucha. It's like I didn't mean to fall down drunk. My kombucha was just so fermented with certain gravity, and now I'm stumbling.
Oh, it's sweet.
Yeah. Like mead. Have you drank mead before?
I have. Yeah,
like a honey sweet honey.
Yeah. It's got like a honey flavor, exactly.
Right
to
on.
it a little bit. I like it. The Cock and Bull has a little bit more kick to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit more of the ginger kick to it. But this is pretty good.
Nice. Where would you pick that up if we were to plug somebody?
So now this is what's really crazy is I found this at my local grocery store, my Pruitt's grocery store, and so it was easy peasy to pick it up. If you're not sure you'd like a ginger beer,
mm-hmm.
Maybe start with this Bundaberg because it's got an extra kick.
It's easy
to it. But if you like ginger, like the taste of ginger, you get like the little ginger shavings of stuff when you go to the sushi place or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Then this one, I think this is still my winner, but this isn't bad.
All right.
So we should do a thing. We should do like, I don't know, every now and then.
We'll do a ginger beer tasting. We'll have a flight of ginger beers.
If you know of other ginger beers besides Bundaberg or Cock and Bull, then let us know. And
let us know, and we'll both get a bottle of it, and we'll both taste test it and compare it. What?
I am the rudest friend. I should have done that. I should have somehow gotten you one.
You're way up there, and I'm way down here in the state, in the metro area. We can plan it out now that we've got it out. It's out there now. This was inspiring. No. So we'll get even another one of those. We'll just get like 2 or 3 of the same ones. We'll crack them open. We'll drink it, and you'll go, "This one's kind of sweet." And I'm like, "I agree, but do you also see those notes in there that
Yeah.
We'll be all fancy. We'll put it in a glass and
Man, I like it. In a glass.
Yeah, so you can see the color and the body of it, and
there you go.
I'd teach you to be a snob.
You know what? We're both, and no offense, I'm going to put you in this because I don't want to be alone. We're both idiots. Look in the chat. What drink should we be drinking according to Germs? He's a genius. Sarsaparilla.
God, you're right.
Oh,
yeah.
Of course we should be drinking sarsaparilla.
Sarsaparilla, please.
Oh.
All right.
That's our next taste test. We need to find some good sarsaparilla somewhere. Yeah. And we'll do it. Find some with some like really cool looking labels. Yes. In August, we're going to have some sarsaparilla.
All right.
Or you and Joe's going to have some sarsaparilla, or in Discord or whoever you play Magic with. That's going to be awesome.
Yep. For sure. I've never seen you drink this much on a live stream.
It's the Red Dirt drinking time.
Red Dirt drinking.
Red Dirt drinking. 2 spinoff streams.
Yes.
Z and J played, say, MTG, and we've got Red Dirt Magic, and we've got Red Dirt drinking. 2 spinoff streams. I love
I like it.
love people. I love you guys so much.
I
That's
like it.
fantastic.
Red dirt drinking, and we can spell like red dirt, and then D, and then RINKI, and then the last D from D&D is just passed out. That's the graphic. Connor, get on that.
Yes. There you go. This is a show in which Brooke may need to be the host, so you're gonna have to share the codes with me because, again, non-alcoholic drinks most of the time. So
I'll give you the keys to the kingdom.
give me the keys to the kingdom.
Because if I just passed out right here, this is what people will be watching for like the next 8 hours.
You know, I like it. We're onto something.
We're onto something.
And if it doesn't work, it's not our fault. We've got plausible
deniability.
Jeremy
Always.
It's a great idea.
Yep. It wasn't us. One of our listeners suggested it. One of our patrons.
They wanted us to. We had to do it.
We have to do it. Go, we're onto something. Boy, that was episode 1, too. Did someone say plausible deniability? That was Anonymous's entrance.
That was it. Germs in the chat. It's the Germ Show tonight.
It is the Germ Show. Yes, be our scapegoat.
Did you hear him say it in the Huckleberry voice? I'll be your scapegoat.
I'll be your scapegoat. I'd hate to cancel my patron over something like this. This is the part of plausible deniability where we start sweating that we're going to get in trouble tomorrow.
Yeah, a little bit. But you know what? Anyway, I'll help you out. Cheers. So,
Right on.
Oh, my goodness. Man, that's the best. Oh, it's 8 o'clock already. I mean, we can keep rolling for a little bit longer, but that was fun.
I turned into a pumpkin at 11:55.
There you go. So, TSR stuff, Magic the Gathering stuff, Wizard stuff, the Mwanga Expanse from Pathfinder, great dungeon.
How does everyone feel about sci-fi?
Woohoo!
Science fiction.
It's westerns in space.
Who is? Firefly?
Sci-fi, yeah.
Westerns.
Firefly is fantastic. I am one of those people too.
Yeah, I'm one of those people too who hates the Fox network for ruining that show by airing them out of order.
Oh, yeah. And I just watched some Firefly last week. Woohoo! Says Jervis. And of course the old, the old school, not the one that the kind of the one that started it, but they sold Star Trek to the network as wagon train to the stars.
Yeah,
that's what it will be. So it is, and it's always had that element.
What's fun about that whole wagon train to the stars thing is that when Deep Space Nine started, Roddenberry had discussed and said, I want to go back to the wagon train to the stars concept, but instead of us traveling through the frontier, I want us to be a stopping post for other travelers, and that's why it was set on the space station, and everyone came in, and it was good stuff. I go through phases where I've always liked both fantasy and sci-fi, but then I'll go through phases where I just want to go out in the woods and camp for months in a full-on fantasy mode, and I'll go through phases where I want to just all sci-fi. I started reading a new book today, an audiobook, because the way my job works, it works really well. I can listen to audiobook all day. Started listening to Hyperion today, which is it's kind of that galactic spanning Dune type of sci-fi is and everything, and it's pretty cool. I like it. It's good so far. Very big on world building on that one.
I've heard great things about it. Now, sharing a brain. Have you read the Foundation series, Asimov? Have you read?
I haven't, and I was going to read that, and I was in Discord, in another Discord server I'm in, talking to some friends about it, and there's a guy in there who reads a whole lot, and I mentioned that, someone mentioned Hyperion, and this guy popped up and said, I can't mention Hyperion enough. In fact, stop everything you're doing right now and start reading it immediately. And I was having lunch and eating Chinese food, and I was like, well, it's going to take a minute, because it's Chinese food, and I'm not going to stop for that. But yeah, as soon as lunch was over, I grabbed my phone and I bought the first book for Hyperion, and I started listening to it. But no, so Apple TV is making a Foundation series. I don't know if you've heard about this, but they've dropped 2 trailers already, and I am very excited, looking forward to that because it looks great. It looks also like one of those giant galaxy-spanning, kind of deep sci-fis. Also, yeah.
Yeah, and they probably need something that can be like a Sopranos, Game of Thrones type of draw, right? Apple Plus needs something like that. And so, yes, Game of Thrones in space. Get out of my brain, Germs. I know, it's awesome.
Germs, is that what you guys would say Foundation is Game of Thrones in space?
It's fantastic. Like if you like Dune, you should probably love it because it's just so good.
Right on.
It's just so good. So.
Should I read it before I watch it? September though, I won't be able to resist. It comes out in September.
Read/listen.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing Hyperion. You said
I'm doing Hyperion right now. I'm gonna go at least 2 books deep in that before I slow that one down.
Yeah.
But
Germ says no. He says, go for it. Go for it on video. So he said, just wait for the show. So
sure, okay. Yeah. Or I could just sit here and read it on live stream. Chapter 1. The room was cold, and he could hear the hum of the spaceship as he paced back and forth at the conference table. I don't know. I'm making it up.
No, we got it. We got it. Somehow, no offense, your idea. We'll work on it. I mean, Red Dirt Magic, I love it.
Yeah.
Red Dirt Drinking, we can make it work. Red Dirt Reads, it's got alliteration.
Oh, you should avoid alliteration, always. Absolutely. Uh-huh.
Absolutely always avoid it. Okay.
No, so to go back to Apple TV,
yes.
have you, I feel like I've talked about this before, have you watched C?
I have not.
SEE with Jason Momoa and the crew, and Alfre Woodward is in it, and she's amazing. It is such a great show. It's Earth, and it's in the future, and a virus broke out, and everyone lost their vision, and so people are just it's like, I think they said it's like 30 generations down the road. So it's just life on Earth now is no humans have sight. And it's really crazy because there's in one of the opening scenes, it shows the village they live in, and you kind of start picking up on how they get around. There's ropes strung up with like bells or like metal rings hanging on them, and they have sticks, and they can hear the clicking or the bells ringing as they rub it against the rope, so they know where in the village they are and everything. Well, at some point, for reasons, they pack up and they start leaving the village, and the camera pans out to show their caravan, and it's a cityscape.
What?
But it's been neglected for 100+ years. So buildings are crumbling. There's a bridge in the distance that's like half fallen down. Trees and vines is growing up around it. And it's just like, do they even know that they're basically living in a major metropolitan area, but probably what was a schoolyard park that just got overgrown over the century, and they think they're in the wilderness or what? Yeah, it's really interesting. Watching how they do it, and then there's the whole plot of the the overarching story and everything. But it's really interesting. I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. I thought, well, I'm going to watch this for the people who were in it, and then it just ended up being really great. But Apple TV's got some pretty good ideas out there. C is good. Yes.
Excellent. Oh man, cool. Well, should we go? You know what we need to do, and this is we need to see if in his grab bag of soundboards, we need to get a couple of drops, music drops, so that we can go, it's time for questions or something like that.
Oh, we can pull some off, but I did think about asking him for that when it's over. Like when Plausible Deniability ends, it starts. Yes.
I love that idea. Yeah.
Yes.
We're going to make this a real show yet.
Yep.
It's cool.
If I had access to do a thing.
Yeah.
Like not have the episode called Ash and Michael Talk Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, right.
I could do, the starting screen with music and the countdown clock and then the outro going offline thing and all that. But just having the key isn't enough. You have to actually go into OBS and click connect account and type in the name and password. And you get these pop-up windows. You can access the site to pull these things up through their dashboard and do all these neat things. But
see, I'm dumb enough I don't even know. But that's okay. Like,
I'm dumb enough to break it. So, yeah.
We'll see what we can do. Maybe we can, like, figure out how to unlock the treasure chest or something like that.
Yes.
So, or maybe you just pay your dues or something.
Pie. Bring pie.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So those who don't know, this is our 1-year anniversary coming up.
It is on Sunday.
Yes.
Sunday.
One of the cast members said they're going to bring us a pie, Brooke. Or a cake.
A cake.
A cake.
A cake.
Yes.
I'm hoping the cake is not a lie.
I hope the cake is not a lie. God, I'm going to pull a bullet here. We just became best friends right there. That's a great reference. The cake is not a lie. I'm blasting you to the moon if it is. But super excited for that. Looking forward to the big 1 year. This is a struggle because we almost didn't make it because of COVID. This is supposed to have started 8 months before it did,
Like so many people, we almost didn't get started because we did not get started on time because of it. But it's just, good people, and we care about each other, and we've been safe, and it's so, we've mentioned this before in behind the scenes roundtable. It is so nice to be like back at like a table,
instead
because
we were spread out in the studio
of the room.
And it's good times.
Yep.
But no, it's been fun, and it's getting to where it's like, it seems like from studio to studio, the weeks in between seem to get longer and longer. I mean, they're not, relatively speaking, but it's just like, oh, geez, when am I going to get back in there and do this again? It's just,
sure.
Because it's so fun. So it seems like it's so far away. So I think we should just do it every week.
This stretch especially has seemed like the longest one. I'm like, how long has it been since recording? Has it been like 8 weeks? I mean, no, it hasn't been, but it feels so long.
Yeah.
But anyway, woohoo!
Brooke?
Sir.
If that's your real name.
Yeah.
You ready to wrap this up?
It means I got to run through the question gauntlet to get out of here, doesn't it? It's the final tunnel, right? The entrance, the exit is there in front of me. It's not a Tomb of Annihilation questions, are they? Like, I don't have to, I'm not going to lose some life.
Well, no, there's no possibility of death.
Okay.
With these questions. So, question 1.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
No.
What's your real name?
It's one of those, it's probably one of those, I'm slowly being nerdy now. It's probably like one of those, angelic, extraplanier things where none of us really know our real names. We won't know them until whoever it is at the end speaks it to us.
Or just like, it's your puny human ears and mouth couldn't comprehend it, so just call me Phil.
That tracks.
That does. That back in the day, that's how you knew if the person you was talking to was a dragon in human form. Back in D&D. It was like, oh, here's this average-looking human guy. What's your name? And there's like no vowels. And it's like 32, not 32 letters long, 32 characters long, because there's like the caret symbol in there somewhere, and like an exclamation point in the middle for no reason, and the upside down question mark. Yeah, it was like, if you come across someone with that name, that's a dragon in human form. It was a dead giveaway.
In our in the chat, in our Pathfinder game, we have a gnome whose lineage is like his grandfather was a dragon. He's a sorcerer, and that's where the draconic bloodline comes from. But yeah, like, I made the mistake of like, so what's the grandpa's name? And it was like, it's huge.
Fantastic.
So classic props to the 17-year-old who knew to do that with the dragon. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna give you a pass on the questions this time.
Ooh, I answered correctly the first one, so therefore I'm clean.
For now.
All
right.
Woo!
All right. We're going to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen.
Love you guys. It was great.
It's been fun. I don't know when I'll be on Arena, but I'm sure I'll see some of you there. If you caught my name up there, send me an invite. I'll accept invites from anybody and play with you. Next week, I promise we won't talk about Arena. We will. We'll have lots of other to talk about. Hopefully, Sarsaparilla.
Sarsaparilla.
Oh, and Moonshine.
What?
Maybe. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I may or may not be Johnny Payne.
I might be Brooke Bullock. Is that his real name?
That's what I'm calling him. And we'll see y'all next time.
Woo!
With Plausible
Thanks,
Deniability.
Guys.
Good night.
Bow, bow.